Today I'm going to show you how to make one of Korea's iconic noodle soup called Janchi-Guksu, also called makguksu. It's known as the most casual noodle soup you can have. The broth is light, it is mild, it is so good, and then you have it with these skinny, silky noodles called soh-myun, and with all these toppings, and then you add this delicious Kimchi Relish topping that I'm going to show you how to make, because once it hits the lips, you won't be able to stop. And then you add this delicious soy sauce seasoning on top, you mix it all up, and then you're about to enter the food gates of like noodle food heaven. It's just like you could drink it, slurp it, and just be so happy. You need to watch this. 오늘의 레시피, 아주 맛있는 잔치국수 만들기. 오늘도 여러분들과 영어로 함께 하겠습니다. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. The full ingredient list is available in the description box below, as well as the Korean product links that you could order online. First, we are going to start with making our anchovy broth, 멸치육수. We need one of these 멸치 dashi packs. So what's inside this dashi pack? It has dried anchovies, dried sea kelp, dried shrimp, and some dehydrated vegetables. If you can't get this, you could order this online. Alternatively, you could use 3 to 4 of these large dried anchovies called dashi 멸치. Make sure that they are at least 1 inch in length and remove the dried intestine from the cavity, and always keep the head on because the head has so much flavor. And for my vegan friends, you can use 3 to 4 of these small dried sea kelp pieces called dashima instead, and 1 tablespoon of mirim, that's Korean cooking wine. If you can't have wine, just skip it. 3 shiitake mushrooms called 표고버섯 in Korean, and 1 green scallion, 1 crushed garlic clove, and we need 2 slices of Korean radish called mu, weighing in less than 90 grams. And if you can't get Korean radish, you could use those small round pink red radishes that you could get at your local supermarket instead. But adding radish to our broth is going to make it taste extra clean and super yummy. We are going to add 2 liters, that's 8 cups of water. Put the lid on and bring the water to boil. Once the water comes to boil, we're just gonna dump all of our ingredients in here. Our radish, our mushroom and crushed garlic, our scallion, mirim, our dashi pack. Give it a stir. Then we're gonna place our lid and let this cook on medium-high heat for 8 minutes. All right, so it's been 8 minutes and we're gonna turn our heat off completely and let's take a look. Ooh la la, look how pretty it looks. We're just gonna pull everything out from our pot to our plate, like so. Make sure to scoop out everything from our broth. Now, the onions and the scallions, I would eat. Don't throw it away. The mushrooms, we're gonna slice these guys up and add it to our noodle topping. Now, we wanna lightly season our broth, and we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to add half a teaspoon of 멸치 dashi. That's anchovy bouillon. You could also use beef bouillon powder too, or yandu instead, or just a pinch of MSG. I want you to mix everything up. It smells so good in my kitchen right now. I want you to see how clear the broth looks, and we're gonna have a quick taste test. Oh, so comforting. So our broth should not taste super salty. It should just actually taste mildly salty, that you want to actually put more salt in it, because I'm going to show you how to make the seasoning soy sauce that we're going to add to our noodle that's going to season everything. So this is a base broth that should not be salty, but also so good that you could still drink it. So good. Okay, here's an insider's tip. I usually make double or triple the portion of the broth, and I bring it to room temperature and I freeze them into small containers, and I use this broth as my base when I make delicious Korean stews and soups. Like you can make 된장찌개, kimchi jjigae, and so many dishes. Now, when it comes to the toppings for our Janchi-Guksu, you can pick and choose the toppings that you want to add. But I'm going to show you how my grandmother used to make this Janchi-Guksu for me with all the toppings. So good. Now for a vegetable topping, here I have some julienne carrots and some squash. I'm using Mexican squash, ehobak in Korean, but any squash will work. We're going to turn the heat back up for our broth. Then we're gonna take our squash and just put it in our hot broth and literally just blanch it in this hot broth for like 30 seconds. So it's been 30 seconds and we're just gonna pull out our flash blanched squash. So squash is very delicate, so literally do not cook this for more than 30 seconds. Okay, so once you remove everything from the pot, then we're gonna take our carrot and put it in here for 30 seconds as well. All right, so it's been 30 seconds. We're gonna turn off the heat completely and quickly take out our flash blanched carrots onto a strainer. Now, I want you to let the vegetables cool down on a strainer like so. Look, it's only been 30 seconds and look how steamy our vegetables are. So make sure to spread them and let it cool down and then place the lid on our broth pot and we're gonna get the rest of the ingredients ready. And you wanna cut the stem of our mushroom that was in the broth. If you wanna keep the stem, you can, but it gets a little too chewy for my liking. Then thinly slice the mushrooms, add it to our strainer like so. To make our egg topping garnish, I have 2 eggs and I just want you to poke and just whisk. So once you're done whisking, I want you to add a small pinch of salt and just whisk one more time. Set your heat to high and place a small non-stick frying pan and preheat it for about a minute or 2. Then we're gonna lower our heat to medium. And from here, we're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of oil. Make sure to coat the pan evenly with the oil. Then we're gonna take our egg and just pour it like so. Then what I want you to do is just move the frying pan around so we distribute the egg equally around the frying pan to create a round circle like so. So once the egg has kind of distributed equally around the pan, we're gonna cover the frying pan with a piece of foil and then we're gonna turn off the heat completely and come back in 2 minutes. All right, so it's been 2 minutes without the heat on. Let's take a look. Look at that. Easy peasy. So easy. Now transfer this to our cutting board and let it cool down for about 5 minutes. Then once it cools down, just roll your egg like so. Then we're just gonna make cuts. Then just gently toss so we end up with stringy eggs like so. Did you know that you could order Korean ingredients at Amazon.com? So go to Amazon.com/shop/modernpepper so that you and I could go shopping together. Now on to making our soy sauce seasoning sauce, which is a must condiment when you have your noodles. Here I have 1 tablespoon of finely minced green onions. And to this, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose Korean soy sauce, 양념간장, 2. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of 고춧가루, that's Korean dry red pepper flakes, and half teaspoon of brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of 깨소금. This is crushed sesame seeds with salt. Here I have 1 garlic, and I want you to use a microplane and basically grate your garlic. You could finely mince your garlic too, but please use fresh garlic only. Turn it over and you should scrape it, and this should come out about half a teaspoon of freshly grated garlic. Then to this, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Mix it all up so that it looks like this. Oh, it smells so good already. This condiment, you could put it on everything. Like I will put it on rice with some seaweed and throw some scrambled eggs in there and make yourself like a simple bibimbap. Oh, I'm just drooling in my mouth. This will keep in the fridge for at least a month, so you could make this in advance and enjoy it. Instead of throwing away our blanched radish and scallion and garlic for our broth, I would dip it in here and have it together as a snack for the chef. Yeah, don't throw food away. It's so good for you. Bon appetit. Now, this is my favorite topping for my Janchi-Guksu, which is a must. Sweet and tangy kimchi relish salad. So here I have 1 cup of fermented kimchi, so you have to use fermented kimchi. Add it to a bowl. Then using your kitchen shears, I just want you to chop everything up. So chop them up into small pieces like so. Then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of finely minced green onions. Then we're gonna add half a tablespoon of brown sugar, half tablespoon of sogogi dashita, beef bouillon powder. This is optional. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. You could also substitute using yandu or a pinch or 2 of MSG. Then 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Then a light sprinkle of sesame seeds. Then go in with your hands and mix everything up. This is one of my favorite ways to eat kimchi when it gets a little too sour. Oh, I can't tell you the fragrance of how delicious this smells with sesame oil mixing in with the tangy, salty, garlicky taste of kimchi. Like, I'm having a hard time speaking. It looks like this, but with our Janchi-Guksu, with our noodles, it's gonna be so good, so good. Now, before we get started on cooking our noodles, here is an important tip. Always cook your noodles last, right before you're ready to eat. So which means prepare all your toppings and everything else, and then cook your noodles. Because there's a huge difference between having your noodles within the first 5 minutes of cooking them versus noodles that have been sitting around and it gets really sad and clumpy and bloated and spongy. As you can see, you don't want to eat that. These are ultra thin noodles, sort of like Italian angel hair pasta. You could grab these at any Korean supermarket or order them online, and I'll have the product link in the description box below. Alternatively, you could also make your own fresh noodles at home, and I have a video recipe for that, and the video will be linked in the description box below. Always make sure that your water is boiling, piping hot, like so. 2, always use a large pot. Don't use those small pots where the noodles are just hanging over on the edge. You want the pot to be big enough so when you drop your noodles like that, it's fully submerged in water and it starts cooking right away. So for our recipe today, I'm gonna cook 2 portions of noodles, and the broth should be enough for 2 to 3 servings. Now, once you add the noodles, make sure to stand over your stove and give it a stir. You'll see the water's gonna start boiling over, and when you use a large pot, you're not gonna have that annoying water spill over your pot and getting all over your gas stove that you have to clean up later. So just stand over your stove and just make sure that the noodles are swimming nicely in the hot water. Your heat always remains high when you're cooking your noodles. And we're gonna let this cook like this for about 3 minutes. So it's been 3 minutes, and we're just gonna take a little bit of the noodles out like this and put it in some cold water. Put it in here for a few seconds so that it's not so hot. And then I want you to have a taste. It should taste silky, soft, and none of that floury taste should be there. You definitely don't want to overcook this either. Turn the heat off, and we're gonna quickly bring this to the sink and rinse it. Add some cold water on top. We wanna stop the noodles from cooking any further. Place the noodles into a bowl. It should still feel a little hot to touch. Then pour it back into the strainer. And rinse it like 2 more times maybe, just until the noodles feel really soft and cold in your hands. Look how beautiful these noodles look. Yeah, as soon as the noodles feel cold in your hands, this is done. Then give it a good shake. Then what you want to do next is basically take 1 serving amount like that. Take your hand and just run it gently like this to just remove the excess water. Then you take this hand and just roll and twist like that, and your noodles are ready. Now, once the noodles are cooked, make sure to put the toppings on the noodles. This is an extra upgrade topping. This is ground beef bulgogi, and I always like to add some because this is the way my grandmother used to make it for me, with some ground beef bulgogi on top. And I have a video recipe for that if you want to learn how to make ground beef bulgogi. And the next topping that I always add is our kimchi relish that we made earlier. So I always like to put a lot. It's up to you. And I just put it right on top like that. And make sure the broth that we made is piping hot before you add it to the bowl. Just on the side, like that. Oh, so beautiful, isn't it? Oh, so beautiful. And then right before you're ready to eat, you want to take as little or as much as you want of the soy sauce seasoning that we made, and you put it right on top like that. Oh, this is gonna be so yummy. Then I would also add some kim crumbles like that on top. And if you want to make it pretty, then you could add a little bit of sesame seeds on top. Time to dig in. Mix it all up. Oh, ta-da! Oh, I can't tell you how delicious this is. Just mix it all up. Oh, amazing. I mean, look at our pretty delicious mess. All right, so before I dig in, I always taste the broth first. Now that everything's been mixed up with our kimchi relish and our soy sauce seasoning, you want to gulp this and enjoy it. And if you decide you want it extra salty and spicy, you add more of that and you add more of that, and then you put it in here and just go to town. Yes, you're welcome. Oh, this is gonna be so good. The noodles are so silky, it just like melts in your mouth. For those of you who are like, what? It is absolutely okay to slurp your noodles in Korean culture. Just don't be obnoxious about it. But we slurp our noodles to kind of reflect how delicious it is. Oh my goodness, I'm just like still drooling in my mouth. I gotta go in and just finish this. Yum! Look at that. This in your mouth with our silky soft noodles and all the crunchy vegetables and our kimchi relish and our bites, tiny bites of beef bulgogi. Oh, amazing. Here's the pro move. When you're done eating your noodles, you want to pick up your bowl and then you just go in, dive in, face first. And then you slurp on the toppings with the ground beef bulgogi and little pieces of kimchi and the vegetables and everything. That is literally soul satisfying. So good. All right, so I'm going to share a little cultural insight about this noodle soup. So it's called Janchi-Guksu, meaning celebratory noodle soup. And if you watch enough Korean dramas, there's conversations around like your friend or family member saying to a guy or a girl, like, when are you gonna feed me some noodles? That translates into, when are you gonna get married? Because in traditional Korean wedding receptions, this Janchi-Guksu is always served because it's supposed to bring good luck and it's just the proper way to feed your guests. So now you know. And when somebody says, when are you gonna feed me some noodles? That means, when are you getting married, dude? Wait, don't go anywhere. I need you to go to youtube.com/modernpepper, click on the playlist tab and select Korean Noodles Recipe Playlist, and I will see you there. I want to thank you for watching today, and if you enjoyed watching today's video, I want to kindly ask you to click on that thumbs up icon and subscribe if you haven't done so, and perhaps share today's recipe with your friends and family. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아하는 버튼과 구독 버튼도 눌러주세요. 다음 영상에서 꼭 뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다. Alright folks, I will see you in one of the videos you see right here.